What's up, guys? So today is a very unique video. I say that like as if I'm making videos every single day. I wish I was making them more, and I probably need to and would like to, but today is a video that kind of puts a lot of things open in the air. Excuse me if I'm kind of just jumbling my words, but this is going to be an unedited raw cut pretty much. I don't really want to take too much time editing this video, and I'm going to try to make it brief but also informative. The title says it all. Why I stopped collecting, why I'm stopping collecting toys. This is kind of a video about a little bit of my life. It's a video about addiction, really. If you get down to it, that's essentially what toy collecting is or has become to me. I know for some of you it's not that, but I also know for a lot of you it is that. It's a big issue. And ironically, I have all this stuff in the back, but I've cut down significantly, and I'm actually planning on selling a lot of my stuff to Brad's Toys. Shout out to them in Las Vegas. Used to work there. But why am I making this video? I'm making this video just because, one, I hope somebody can resonate and they can understand that they're not alone. Two, maybe some of you can understand me better. There's a sense of vulnerability that comes with talking about certain things, and yeah, I mean, it's all for connection, right? Like, we all want to connect. So I have a little script that I'm kind of going off of, very brief, but first thing I wanted to talk about is just how I got it started in collecting toys. Most kids, I would say, like toys. I haven't really met any kids like from my generation and a little bit even older that haven't liked collecting toys. So that's why you get a lot of research in the retro stuff, because it's nostalgia, right? But like nowadays kids are on iPads and things like that, but back in the day everybody liked toys. I'm no different. One of my first toys ever, give me one sec, this is gonna be a cut because I'm gonna go grab it. Okay, so one of my first toys ever was this guy right here. Let's see if I can, yep. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Tommy. Who knew like 20 years later I would get to meet him? This is actually not the original one that I had. We were house shopping in Las Vegas, and I left it at one of the houses that we looked at, but we decided not to essentially buy or, make a home. But yeah, I grew up liking toys. I grew up liking Power Rangers. I grew up liking TMNT, not so much anymore, but I did back in the day, and like everybody likes these things. Everybody likes superheroes. I loved, Spider-Man back in the day, and that's kind of how I got started collecting toys. But I would say like it was just minimal. It was like one toy would be it, and like, yeah, that's it, and it meant so much. And for a lot of us, it's the opposite now. Like we have so many that are not even open in storage, right? So I really enjoyed that back in the day. It was a way to like, connect with friends and play and imagine things, and just get your neurons flowing. I know it sounds deep when I say stuff like that, but it was childhood. It was part of your childhood. And of course, I went outside and did stuff like that, but I also liked just toys. I didn't collect for a long period of like my childhood. I essentially started when I was 12. So I started collecting toys more so when I was like 12, 13, 14, and like I had a decent amount. And my collecting experience was fostered out of something that was negative, unfortunately. And I'm not going to get into too many details. I don't want this video to be so heavy, or maybe you guys, or maybe even not even relatable. Excuse me. And my toy collecting spawned from something that was a negative experience. But I guess the toys were like the positive outcome of that negative experience. So, and for years, I kind of just saw the toys. I was like, certain parts of my life are not okay, but this one thing is something that I'm holding on to, and it's like a positive. And it gave me, as a kid, I think kids look for like a sense of control over their environment, or like a sense of like they have some type of sway in their environment. And I think collecting toys did that for me. It was like a deep-seated thing. It wasn't just like, oh, this is a shiny, cool toy. But it was like, oh, I can pose this. I can put this wherever I want. I can put it on the shelf. And like when the world around you kind of is like conflictive, if you will, get back in frame. If it's conflictive because of family, because of friends, because of lack of friends, because of like lack of any social life like I had, and like you kind of gear towards stuff that you can kind of control and feel like you have some type of sway in. I know that sounds kind of odd, but maybe some of you guys can relate to it. I was never popular at school. I got bullied all the time. I would say I got bullied up until I was freaking in like till the end of high school, to be honest with you. It just took on different forms. Sometimes it was physical early on, then it became verbal, then it became like manipulative. But so like I found a solace, if that's the word. I found a calm. I don't know what solace means. I found a calm in the toys. And at that point, I didn't realize how that could be a problem. I didn't realize how that could lead to an unbalanced life. I didn't realize how that could lead to like just like an isolated life. I thought like, man, I just like these toys and they make me happy, and like the more I collect, the happier I am. It's dopamine. It's dopamine. That's all it is. It's a chemical in your brain. They did studies with mice, giving mice like food if they pressed a button, or dopamine if they pressed the other button. And the mice would press the button of dopamine until it would die. So that's how powerful of a chemical it is. That's why you see people who collect their whole entire life, and just to realize at the end of their life, they realize something they already knew but kind of ignored, is like, you can't take any of this with you. Like literally any of this stuff right here. Oh, it's cool. It looks great on a shelf. I got to put it wherever I wanted to. I just got that Solid Snake bust right there. Some of it's signed, this and that. There's memories attached to it to a certain degree, but I don't get to take any of it with you. I get the memories, which is beautiful, but physically I cannot take any of it with me. And am I saying it's not okay to collect anything? No, please collect stuff. But the reason why I'm making this video is because I went off the deep end completely. And I'm just starting at 31 years old to realize, like, hey dude, like, where has your life gone? Again, I'm not trying to make it so heavy, but it's okay to be heavy too, because it's real. Where has my life gone? It's gone into like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of plastic. I was buying stuff that I didn't even necessarily like. I was like, why the hell do I have this? Like, organizing stuff before I'm about to sell it right now, I'm looking at it, I'm like, why do I have this? Like, what's the point of this? And it's led to like turbulent relationships. It's led to like depression. It's led to anxiety. All of these things are very real. It's led to like guilt for not being around when certain people may have needed me, or like just prioritizing this stuff. It's like, what the hell, guys? And maybe some of you resonate with that, but like I realize like it'll always be people before things. It always should be people before things, always. And it's easier said than done. Sometimes we just like, we get that hit of dope when we go grab our, go to our Target or whatever, and it's like, oh, I found the new thing on the shelf, and nobody else found it, but I found it, like, oh, everybody's looking for this, but I found it, right? And you realize one day, you turn around, you look around, and you're like, man, I've been doing this for years and years, but how's my relationship with my family? How's my relationship with my parents, my siblings, significant other, kids maybe? And you realize that that's important. The like FOMO is very, very real, and this stuff that's the whole point of a business, is for them to make you want to come back for more, is to sell. Long story short, and they know that, so they come out with a new color and this and that. And this is not just toys. This is like sneakers. This is like football memorabilia. This is like sports stuff. This is like anything. Like anything that is, it's all material, right? Like we can't take it with you. And it gets into like a whole higher argument of like, well, what's the meaning of life and this and that, right? I don't know what the meaning of life is, but I can tell you there are certain things that rank higher than others. And I can tell you, like, my relationships with my friends, my family and stuff like that, they rank higher. And for some time they haven't. And I have tremendous amount of guilt for that. And so now at 31, I'm like selling a lot of my stuff. And I'm becoming healthier by doing it. Once you actually get rid of it, you like realize like, man, I didn't need really any of that stuff. And am I saying don't collect? No, you guys can collect. You can do whatever you want. I think for me, I'm just gonna collect truly what I love and not get caught up in like FOMO and like almost like the anxiety of like, oh, did you get that new Marvel Legend, or did you get to Target, they have this stock and blah, 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 it's running out. And like, it was a competition. You get sucked into it and then you just get spit out the other end of that bubble. And you look around and you're like, man, this shit does not mean anything. How do my friends look at me? How do my family look at me? Do they smile when they see me, or they're just like, oh, he's always trapped in that toys and this and that? Your kids look at you a certain way, you know? And so I am significantly cutting down on the stuff that I have. I'm selling it. And I'm also going to essentially stop collecting. They have this, the joke is you never stop collecting, right? And that's true to a certain degree. I'm always gonna, if I'm at Target, I'm gonna go check out just what's new, But I'm not gonna be like, oh, I need this thing just because it's shiny and it's cool and 100 other dudes want it. I say dudes, there's girls in the community, but I don't think I've ever seen one. And so, yeah, like it's consumed my life. It's been very unhealthy. And if you have like these tendencies to have like addictive personality, and it becomes super duper detrimental to your health. And I think that even just getting rid of a lot of stuff, I've felt that weight come off of me. It feels less claustrophobic. It feels like I can just like breathe and live again. And I urge you guys, if you feel like, it's becoming too much and like you're like freaking out over getting the newest thing, like stop for a while. Stop, shed some weight, reconnect with people. Happiness is only real when it's shared. And realize you can't take any of this with you. My collecting journey is essentially over. I've made so many good friends. For a long time in my youth, so from like 15 to like 21, 22, I'd even say it's 15 to like 25. For like 10 years I didn't collect. And it's not like I noticed like a significant spike in like, I'm more happy here, I'm not happy here, this and that necessarily. I was just more like hanging with friends and stuff like that. But also, I restarted collecting when I was like 24, 25, and I found so many cool friends in this hobby, and that's what I'll take with me when I look at this stuff. I'm not gonna think about like, man, I need to, that's cool, but I need to get the other color, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna think about the friends and the good times that we had and the cons that we went to, and like all the times at Brad's Toys here in Las Vegas that we hung out on the couch and watched like movies and TV shows. And that's what I'm gonna think of. Sorry, I get kind of like, you feel it, And that's the only thing that we actually get to keep to a certain degree, is like memories, is like what we create with other people in this life, you know. And all of these toys, again, it's a business, and I get it. And if you like something, why not get an action figure if that's what you like about it? If that's what you like to collect, that's okay. But when it starts becoming unhealthy, when it starts becoming, I don't want to go hang out with my friends. I'd rather just go toy hunting or something like that. Or like, it's every night, hey, do you want to go to Target? Or do you want to go to Target? And there's not even anything out. It's like, man, this has consumed your life. It's in a true addiction. And I definitely urge anybody to, again, take some time off. I know I'm slimming out the collection, and essentially the Instagram page has to end. It has to end. And I just want to prioritize what's important in life. Because I think for a long time I haven't, you know. I think I was living in a bubble of like, I like left people. I left society for so long. And I'm kind of diving deep into why that was, you know. And an outlet for that was toy collecting. It was a distraction from like real life, from like real priorities, real responsibilities. And I think it comes from a very complex, multifactorial place. And I'm just starting to really scratch the surface of why that was. But in the meantime, I am stopping, and I am going to get rid of a lot of stuff. So, and it feels good once you actually start to do it, and once you start to realize what's important in life. And I pray that you guys get to that point sooner than later. You know, I'm 31. I still have plenty of life, you know, God willing, ahead of me. And whether you're older, whether you're younger, this and that, if you get to that point, just know that it's a blessing, you know? It is a blessing. And for those of you that are like, well, I'm never going to stop collecting this and that, and that's okay. If that's truly what you love to do and stuff like that, then that's good. I just know for myself, it became super unhealthy. And yeah, other than that, guys, I don't have too much else to say. I might make more review videos for the toys that I do have, but this is kind of me stepping into the next chapter of my life with more open eyes. So feel free to comment down below. I hope to hear from you guys about, you know, kind of your experience with the whole hobby and everything like that. You know, everybody says like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love for you guys to do that. I'd be really appreciative. And yeah, I'll see you guys when I see you. Take care.